Jey Uso sends an intimidating message. Fans demand Seth Rollins drop his title after heartbreaking revelation. Seth Rollins' noteworthy comments on Rey Mysterio. Logan Paul calls out 34-year-old Raw superstar. The Judgment Day responsible for lack of WWE stars push on Raw. Uncle Howdy finally unmasked and more. Let's jump right into it. Fans demand Seth Rollins drop his title after heartbreaking revelation. Fans are demanding that Seth Rollins drop his World Heavyweight title after he recently made a heartbreaking revelation. Ever since Seth Rollins won the World Heavyweight Championship, he has stayed true to his words and has been a fighting champion. He has defended his title multiple times in the past few weeks. He has also been one of the most consistent performers in WWE, putting in incredible matches over the last few years. However, that may have taken a toll on his body. Rollins recently appeared on the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul, where he revealed that his body is pretty banged up. He also revealed that he might need surgery in the future. My knee has been bugging me before WrestleMania. My neck acting up, my lower back has been at me since 2019, probably should get surgery on that, but trying to do whatever I can to make sure I don't need it. Following this heartbreaking revelation, fans are demanding that he drop his World Heavyweight Championship and get some much needed rest. One fan simply asked Rollins to go home. Another fan stated that it is crazy that Rollins still continues to wrestle. One fan stated that Seth needs to drop the title and heal up. One fan pointed out that either Bealer or Damian Priest will be winning the title at SummerSlam. It's no surprise that Rollins and Matt Riddle have had real-life problems with each other for quite some time now. Their problems even made their on-screen feud all the more real and interesting as the two men engaged in many brutal matches over the course of several weeks. During the same episode of the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul, Rollins discussed his real-life beef with Riddle by stating that they have put it behind them after the original bro apologized. Fine, yeah, totally good. Look, I'm a professional, so if you want to work together, we can work together. Things that have happened outside of here, that is what it is. He apologized and we mended fences, and I don't write anybody off. I'm not like one of those guys it's like, no second chances, you do wrong by me and I hate you forever. Like, I'm not that stubborn, it's not that serious. Given the amount of health issues Seth Rollins is having, it may be a good idea for him to take some time off. It remains to be seen whether that will happen following SummerSlam if he loses the title to Finn Balor. Do you think Seth Rollins should take time off? Sound off in the comments section below. Seth Rollins' noteworthy comments on Rey Mysterio. Current World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins recently shared that a WWE Hall of Famer should be on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. WWE superstar Rey Mysterio has been in the industry for over 2 decades and has accomplished several notable feats. Back in 2020, Seth Rollins was involved in an intense rivalry with Rey Mysterio and his family. The veteran was inducted into the 2023 Hall of Fame, and the visionary is now all praise for the legend. While speaking on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, Rollins mentioned that the master of the 619 is one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Up there, and I'll say this, might be a hot take, he is one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, Rollins said. He added that Rey Mysterio deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling thanks to his impact on the current crop of wrestlers. People kind of say he is not like a Rock, Austin, or Hogan. He is not like that. But he is, if you look at it, the totality of his career and the influence he has had over generations. I say one of the greatest. You could arguably include him on Mount Rushmore. During the same interview, the World Heavyweight Champion also opened up about his on-screen and off-screen beef with former Raw Tag Team Champion Matt Riddle. Last year, the two superstars went at each other with several cheap shots and insults until they finally met at Extreme Rules. Before their on-screen rivalry, the two also reportedly had some backstage heat after some comments about Rollins' partner Becky Lynch from Riddle's former wife. However, Seth Rollins told Logan Paul that the two men had settled their differences after Matt Riddle apologized. Currently, the visionary is set to face the Judgment Day's Finn Balor at SummerSlam next month, where he will defend the World Heavyweight title. What do you think about Seth Rollins' comments about Rey Mysterio? Sound off in the comments section below. Things that have happened outside of here, that is what it is. He apologized and we mended fences and I don't write anybody off, Rollins said. Logan Paul calls out 34-year-old Raw superstar. Logan Paul has recently revealed that he wants a match at SummerSlam against WWE Raw superstar Ricochet. Since crossing over into the world of professional wrestling, Logan Paul has competed in just 3 singles matches. Paul defeated The Miz at SummerSlam last year and has since lost huge matchups against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. The social media sensation also competed in the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank ladder match. He was involved in a viral moment with Raw superstar Ricochet in both bouts. The 28-year-old is clearly ready for his next singles match in the company. Speaking with Seth Rollins on his Impulsive podcast, Logan revealed he wants a match with Ricochet at SummerSlam. Ricochet, I think he is one of the most athletic guys in the WWE. I would consider myself also extremely athletic. A part of me wants to show who the better athlete is. I want to out-athlete the athlete. I think we could have one of the most physically spectacular shows shows of all time. "I would love to absolutely melt the house down with Ricochet," said Logan. Logan Paul has impressed many wrestlers since his debut in the world's largest wrestling promotion. One legend who is impressed with the YouTuber is two-time Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels. HBK helped to train Paul before his match with Roman Reigns last year. During an interview with Dallas Morning News, Michaels admitted he is impressed with Paul's WWE journey so far. "I'll say from Logan's standpoint, I'm with everybody else. I'm as impressed as everybody else, with his dedication and his ability, his talent, you know what I mean. The adaptability that he's gone through, I don't think anybody would argue the commitment and the time that he's, put into this." The YouTube is expected to return next week on Raw to set up his match against Ricochet at SummerSlam. Charlotte Flair, Gigi Dolan, and others send heartfelt wishes as released WWE star turns 33. Charlotte Flair, Gigi Dolan, and other WWE superstars have shared heartfelt messages on a former women's champion's 33rd birthday. Former WWE superstar Mandy Rose turned 33 on July 18, 2023. She shared a wholesome post on her official Instagram handle on the joyous occasion. Mandy received several heartfelt messages from her close friends on their respective Instagram stories. Mandy Rose did exceptionally well during her final few months in WWE. She was the NXT Women's Champion for 413 days before dropping it to Roxanne Perez. Interestingly, Rose and Charlotte Flair had only one singles match on WWE TV. On the April 26, 2021 episode of WWE Raw, Flair defeated Mandy Rose in singles competition. In 2020, WWE Hall of Famer Booker T opened up about what Mandy could learn from Charlotte. Here's what he said. "Of course she's beautiful, that part is always going to be there, but she's going to have to show the world how good a performer she is, and I compare a lot of the women to Charlotte Flair because Charlotte, she looks good, she looks great, but when she goes out and performs, she makes you believe it's a real contest going on. I think that's where Mandy perhaps needs to study more and literally align herself more with," he said. Mandy Rose was let go by WWE immediately after she lost the NXT Women's title to Roxanne Perez. She was let go due to WWE objecting to the type of content she was posting on Fan Time. She has been doing quite well for herself since her WWE release, but her fans would love to see her compete in the ring again. The Judgment Day responsible for lack of WWE stars push on Raw. The Judgment Day is arguably the best faction on Monday Night Raw. Always at the center of development, the faction is experiencing great success on the Red brand. However, until some time ago, a lot of tension within the faction led many to believe the team would see a new member or be disbanded. The new member who was rumored to join the Judgment Day was JD McDonough, as he was spotted talking to Baylor backstage in a similar outfit to the Irish superstar. However, JD has disappeared from television since then, leading many to question if Judgment Day is behind his lack of push. The answer to such a question would be number of WWE's plan of adding JD McDonough to the Judgment Day has been halted for a while. However, the 33-year-old superstar could be later factored in as a member after SummerSlam. Since McDonough's draft to Raw, the WWE Universe has been excited to see him compete. If the Irish star makes his way to Judgment Day, it will be interesting to see what he can achieve with the faction. It will also be interesting to see whether his arrival causes someone else's departure. Before NXT this week, Rhea Ripley was the only champion in the Judgment Day. The WWE Women's World Champion won her title at WrestleMania 39, and since then, she has served as the faction's only champion. However, this changed on NXT this week. On the White and Gold brand, Judgment Day member Dominic Mysterio faced NXT North American champion Wiz Lee. The match between the two had been advertised for quite some time, so fans were very interested in seeing the outcome. During the match, Lee had many good moments. It felt as if the 28-year-old was dominating Dominic. However, none of his work in the ring was successful, as Judgment Day members Finn Balor and Damian Priest interfered in the match. While Lee was able to combat Priest, he fell victim to a blow from Rhea Ripley, who used her belt to hit Lee. Dominic quickly grabbed this opportunity and pinned Lee, becoming the new NXT North American Champion. With the Women's World Championship, NXT North American Championship, and the Money in the Bank briefcase, Judgment Day is on the path to becoming one of the greatest factions. Uncle Howdy finally unmasked. Uncle Howdy has yet to appear without a mask on WWE television. However, Bray Wyatt's associate has been unmasked in WWE 2K23. Howdy first appeared on SmackDown last year, attacking Wyatt. The two went on to form an alliance of sorts, with the masked man aiding the former Universal Champion in his feuds against LA Knight and Bobby Lashley. Howdy has not been seen on SmackDown since March of this year when he failed to successfully sneak attack Lashley. For the best part of a year, fans have questioned the true identity of Uncle Howdy. Bray's real-life brother Bo Dallas has been heavily rumored to be the man behind the mask. The mysterious character's face has finally been revealed in the Stanford-based promotion's newest video game. Content creator StatusM tweeted the image of Uncle Howdy unmasked. This is what Uncle Howdy looks like unmasked in hashtag WWE 2K23 tweeted. Bray Wyatt has not been seen on television since March. His storyline with Uncle Howdy was a confusing one for fans, with many questioning whether it should be revisited or not when the 36-year-old returns to the company. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's unscripted, veteran wrestling journalist analyst Bill Apter pitched an interesting idea for the Eater of Worlds return, suggesting that he could join the Judgment Day. "How about bringing Bray Wyatt back into the Judgment Day?" said Bill Apter. The legend went on to state that Wyatt could reform the Wyatt family and combine the group with the Raw stable. "Put them, the Wyatt family, in the Judgment Day, yeah," added Apter. Would you like to see Bray Wyatt join the Judgment Day? Or would you like to see him continue his storyline with Uncle Howdy? Let us know in the comments below. Jey Uso sends an intimidating message. This past Friday on WWE SmackDown, Jey Uso once again set his sights on the Bloodline. Taking to social media, he sent a cryptic message, courtesy of his Instagram story. Jey has laid out the challenge to Roman Reigns after single-handedly taking out of the Bloodline a week prior. With Jimmy Uso currently sidelined, his brother hopes to dethrone the tribal chief. Taking to Instagram, Jey uploaded a photo of him standing tall over Paul Heyman, whom he super kicked this past Friday. The brawl also featured Solo Sikoa, who was once again taken out by his brother. Wrestling veteran Conan recently spoke about the possibility of Jey Uso dethroning his cousin Roman Reigns and ending his historic title run. The implosion of the Bloodline began at Night of Champions when Jimmy Uso betrayed Reigns. This led to Jey quitting the faction after hitting the head of the table with a super kick and siding with his brother. Speaking on Keeping It 100, Conan mentioned that WWE should put the title on Jey after they hesitated with Sami Zayn earlier in the year. Well, if you're gonna have to give the rub to somebody sooner or later, might as well give it to him. He's the most natural opponent you have. If you weren't gonna do it with Zayn, you might as well do it with him. And somebody should get the rub, said the veteran. The trilogy between Reigns and Jey is yet to be confirmed. The two men will cross paths on next week's SmackDown with the tribal chief set to make his return to television. Would you like to see Jey Uso win the undisputed WWE Universal title? Sound off in the comment section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for